So like I said before, my crazy videos are kind of getting a lot of hits and airplay and what have you. A lot of comments. People are reacting to them. Same with the, I believe it was the Entourage video I had, and I had a booger in my nose. Instead of taking it down, I went ahead and highlighted it. To me, it's funny. You know, I don't take myself seriously. Uh, Life's too short to take anything seriously. So, that was kind of funny. A lot of people seem to like it and getting a kick out of it, getting some entertainment value out of it. So that's all good. So if I've got to have a booger hanging out of my nose for people to get entertained, then hey, it was well worth it. So thank you all for that. It's kind of funny. Somebody actually had to point it out to me because I didn't even notice it while I was watching the video. A few times before I listed, I was just watching the shoe and stuff. I didn't notice it. So somebody pointed it out to me. Who pointed it out? Let's see. IDV84. So he pointed it out. You got a big old booger in your nose. So I had to leave it in there. So it was kind of funny. Crazy family. People seem to like my wife when she's on the videos. She's a little. She moves about 100 miles an hour in her mind, so I sometimes have to slow her down. And then my son, he actually gotten him to buy 3 pairs of videos, or 3 shoes now. And actually, he didn't make a video for the last pair he got. You saw him in like one of my old videos in Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains. He was showing his Hair Force shoes, his Hair Jordans ones, and then he got the Prime 5s in the blue, and he wanted the purple, so we bought him the purple for his birthday. So now he's mix matching them. He's wearing one blue, one purple every day to school. So he's getting a lot of attention for that. So he's starting to stand out. But it's kind of funny. I'm going to go back to the point I made earlier when people were asking about, or a couple did, are you on drugs or whatever during the Goofy videos. And just a little background on my life, and probably a reason why I never did drugs and always kind of hated them is because I was the type of person that liked to go against the grain of what people thought. I like to make people. I like to be outside the box, I guess you could say. My hair before I cut it was, to my waist. When my mom died, I cut it and donated it to Locks of Love for cancer patients. So now I'm letting it grow back. But when I had the long hair, people always thought, well, he's a druggie, this and that. And I think not only did, like I said before, I didn't want to get on drugs or anything because of what I saw other friends and how they react, but people thought I was a druggie. And you know what? I like breaking the mold. I like being what other people don't think I am. When you'd see me and I have a leather jacket on, long hair, I'm in a rock show or whatever, I'm into heavy metal, people automatically think you're a druggie, you're never going to amount to anything, all that kind of stuff. And I hated that growing up. I hated being pigeonholed and just somebody thinking something about me when they knew nothing about me. So and that's another reason why I'm making this more in-depth video type of thing. So you're just not seeing the character on the screen. You're knowing me and who I am and how I react. I'm trying to be more personal with you guys watching, because I don't know. And I've been turned down, in the past for many jobs because of the length of my hair. They wanted me to cut my hair. Well, you can't work here with that hair. It might be a lot more relaxed nowadays. I don't know. This was, late 80s, early 90s. Man, it just wasn't the thing. I've been fired from jobs because I wouldn't cut my hair. And it's just one thing I always hated, and I always vowed I would get through my life with my long hair. And I actually did cut it once for a job. But I knew it wasn't going to be long term. So, because I was working in a music store finally, because that's all, I've been wanting to work in a music store since I was like 15 years old. Back when music stores meant something. That's a whole other story I can get into. But So I was working with Warehouse Music, or no, Sound Warehouse. I think it was owned by Disney at the time. They had a few stores here in St. Louis, a couple, a few actually. Um, and this is something I wanted to do. I was there not quite a year, and Blockbuster bought out a lot of music stores, including Sound Warehouse, and that's the birth of Blockbuster Music's. And so I knew they were all, same shirts and very corporate, and so I cut, that they didn't want long hair and piercings and what have you. But at that point, I was ready to cut my hair. I feel it was more. I'm actually glad I did, because my hair was kind of scraggly and what have you. It wasn't very healthy. I didn't take very good care of it. So I did cut it short with the intentions of growing it back and growing it back healthy. And if that cost me my job in the future, then so be it. And actually, the boss I had at that time, S.L. Garrett, still owes me a steak dinner, because he told me, if you stay on board and cut your hair, I'll buy you a steak dinner. And I never got that steak dinner. I don't even know if the dude's still around. He smoked a lot. He might be dead from cancer. But, so I cut it with the intentions of growing it back, and I grew it back a lot healthy. Like I said, it was down to my waist, curly and stuff, wavy, and whatever. So, but I hated being told what to do. I mean, most people do, and I like being outside the mold, breaking the mold. And who would think a long-haired guy listening to heavy metal would have a Jordan collection? I don't do it because I want to be outside the mold. I do everything I do for me, for what I love, and for who I am. Everything I do is because of a reason in my life, I'm sure, if you broke it down and got all doctory on me and stuff. But I think I've explained why I feel like I'm into shoes. Because, growing up I never had money and never had shoes, and was made fun of and for wearing holy shoes to school because my parents couldn't afford shoes. And when I did get a new pair of shoes, it had to be $10 or under at Walmart or Kmart. So that's one reason why I feel I collect shoes. Another reason might be the fact that I'm the type of person who has to fixate on something. It kind of calms my mind, because my mind's I've always got thousands of ideas and stuff flowing through my mind all the time, that I always have to have something to fixate on. But I'm also the type of person that can't finish what I start if I don't stay fixated on it. I jump around a whole lot, as you can probably tell with this conversation. Anything I do, I almost kind of go overboard with. When I started collecting shoes, I was buying them like crazy, going overboard with it. I actually stopped buying shoes for a while and got my head out of the whole shoe game, and started concentrating more on the business that I do, justmusic.com. I'll sit at the desk, 10 to 18 hours a day working. So this and more. My wife used to work tons of overtime. So all this stuff comes from hard work. So I fixated myself more on my business, and then I would try other things to get my mind fixated on. I started collecting Hot Wheels for a little bit, but I was going out. I'd drop $100 at frickin' Target, every week on Hot Wheels. So if it wasn't one thing, it was another. So, and I picked Hot Wheels just because it was a hell of a lot cheaper. So I thought. So now I try to more control the shoe thing, and actually making these videos doesn't make it any easier, because you want to make a new video and stuff. But that's why I'm coming up with all these new concept videos. Let's do an extreme version, or let's do a rewind, or let's do a fake and destroy. So that kind of eased my mind. I don't need to go out and buy shoes that often. I do have 2 boxes sitting here that I haven't made a shoe video yet for, as I'm taping this. So I'll get to those probably after this video. But get back to my point, which was what?